Hello out there, and welcome to the 7th episode of my Let's Play Minecraft series. In the last episode, we finished the shell of our new base, which is this castle here. We also did some work on the gold farm. We did a community message board. We did a fast incinerator, a city tour with trash cans, and we also built a wood farm, or a wood shop, sorry. We did a lot of stuff in the last episode. We usually start out the episodes by making an adjustment to the skeleton farm, which is why we start up in the old base. But now I actually think it's time to start working on our new base, which is gonna be this one here. So that's why we start over here this time, and I think we will in the future just start right here in this, which will become our actual base. So today I want to start working on the interior of the castle. I want to build the first room that we're gonna have in here, and I think this level is gonna be the floor, and we're probably gonna take out this level altogether, or make it at least not a real story of the building, but just guiding so that we could have a story there. Oops, shouldn't fall down. So the first room that we're gonna build today is the most important room of any castle. It's the throne room. And we want to start here by just placing the throne and then building everything up around it. And I have this spruce thing in mind where we just place these. So of course the throne has to be raised above all the peasants and all the rest of the people who enter the castle. So we're gonna build it quite high here. It's quite a big throne. We also want to make it a bit wider, I think. So. And let's just take a step back. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now I want to place like these wool blocks as a base for it, and we should probably place some down here. Oh, I'm out of stone, but I brought some extra in a shulker box. So now I want to surround it with stairs so that you can actually get up there, and to make it seem more impressive. Let's just extend the floor a bit. Yeah, so this is going to be the throne room where the king, which in this case would be us, would sit. And that's the centerpiece of the room. But we also want that PvP idea that we have to sort of filter into this room. So we're actually going to build... Oh, if I can just get up there. Oops. Let's just place stairs there. So this is the throne where you can sit and look out over this room. So this room is going to take up these two stories, or these two levels, and then we're going to have balconies around in each corner of the room as you enter. So you can stand up there and shoot down into this room, or we will have doors on the sides with rooms, so there can be some play. We can have some hidden stuff out there and stuff. But I think I'm just gonna build up this throne and build up the walls around it, and then I'm gonna catch up with you. So see you in a moment. So here it is. It's done. We can walk in here and we can see this quite large room, I think, with the throne here in the middle, upset on a sort of a pedestal stage thing. And then we have the two balconies. Now I just want to put in some carpet here to make it look a bit more royal, and of course that has to be red, naturally. Let's just put it on all the flat blocks here, and then out here, I guess. I'm not very good with carpets. I always place them all over the place. So, and then at the entrance, I think that looks good, right? So these blocks are going to be used for something special later. I imagine that the king can actually, because we don't want this area to be PvP all the time probably. Sometimes we just want to relax and, you know, build stuff and do regular stuff. So these blocks will be the control panel for if it's a PvP zone or not. But we'll get back to that later, much later probably in the process. I also want to put something on top of the throne, like flowers or skulls or something interesting, so it's not all bare up there. I also want to put so during the PvP time, I think there should be like hidden rooms and chests all over the place where you can find either loot or potions or maybe some capture the flag things. And so I want to put in a bunch of doors so that there's a lot of area to cover. If we're playing PvP in here, you have to check all the rooms. I think that's good. And you can't get onto these balconies at the moment. So I'll just put in some doors that still won't make you come up here, but I mean, it's easier now. At least it looks like you can get up here. And one on the other side, right here. Oh, that's the wrong way. We like the doors to be facing the same way, so the hinges are on the same side. Yeah, I also want to put some more torches in here. It's quite dark, but I ran out, and I don't have any coal in this area yet, so that'll have to wait for another day. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. And then there's also a floor up there. So that's the throne room, and that's what we're gonna do on the base for today. So here we are at the skeleton farm, and it's not because we're gonna make a change for it, but it's because I actually have to craft a bunch of dispensers, and I thought I'd just come down here and do that, and then chat with you guys a bit while I do it. So dispensers are very annoying to craft, I think, because you have to do this bow thing. But at least the bows are free with the skeleton farm. Anyway, so the farm we're gonna work on today is not going to be the usual pigman zombie farm thing, the big project that we've been working on for quite a while now. I want to just take a break from that and do something else, and therefore we need a bunch of dispensers. I also wanted to mention to you guys that we're now actually selling the most exclusive thing on the server, because we recently updated to 1.11.1, in which you can no longer get mending and infinity on a bow, although old bows which still have that enchantment, and it will still work. So the bows that we sell, both kinds actually, have both mending and infinity, and you can't get that anymore in any way. So I imagine they're gonna rise in value quite a bit, which is great for us. Yeah, so that's a good news about. Oh, I don't. You have to craft these bows together to get better bows. Yeah, but today we're gonna build an entirely different type of farm that we haven't built before. Actually, one that I have never built before. So let me just craft up all of these bows into dispensers, and then I'll see you at the farm site. Here we are at the site of the next farm, and I'm guessing some of you will already know what it is. It's actually a farm that I've never tried to build before, or not even one of this kind. This is of course a flower farm, and I found a flower forest biome here, and a small area where I think we have most if not all of the flowers that we want in this small area. And then I've measured it out so that the length to the center is exactly the length that water will flow on both sides, which means we can just start some water streams, and they will destroy all of the flowers and the grass, and transport it into the middle, where we'll have a line of hoppers right down here. And then that's it. Actually, that will collect all of the flowers for us, and also seeds. We don't really need seeds. We have loads of them from the wheat farm that we built, but you can never have too much of anything, right? In Minecraft, everything's a resource. So let's just build that. I have a chest also that we can place probably around here. Want the double chest, and then we want some hoppers going into it like this. And let's just test it, throw in a hopper and see if it lands all the way down here. It did. That's perfect. So I also brought a bunch of buckets. So now we need to fill up the buckets with water, and then put the water into the dispensers here. And then we need to put some redstone on top of these dispensers. Finally, we also need to put some dispensers right around the middle of this area, which I think is here, probably. That will point downwards, so that we can place do the wheat or the bone meal. 4 blocks, 3 blocks. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's just place in a block. Remove these, maybe also this one, and then place a dispenser facing down. And that has to be pointing to a grass block. And so if we destroy all of this, we should be able to place in some bone meal in this dispenser here, and then press a button and have that grow a lot of things. Let's just see, do I have a button? I have a button here. There's a button. Let's just remove some of this grass to see if it replants it. So bone meal will actually fertilize up to, I think, 16 by 16 or something crazy big, but almost all of it will be within a 9 by 9, centered around that point, and that is pretty much why we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll be, these two corner rows won't really grow, I think, but they might. So let's just see if this works. It didn't work. It is a dispenser, right? Why is that not working? I need to do some research, and I also need to place in water in all of these, and then I will catch up with you. And here it is. I actually placed the droppers for the grass and the bone meal underground. Apparently that's how you're supposed to do it, facing upwards instead, but we'll get to that in a moment. First we have this button here, which just releases the water, and you can see the water reaches just to the hoppers, transporting all of the drops into here and into this chest. I ran it for a little bit for testing, and it seems to be working fine. So that is for stopping the water actually. We have also some redstone going from a button over here by the chest. Right there, there's a button. And that goes down here, where we have it going into all of these dispensers, which only have a little bone meal in them for the moment, but I'll fill them up later. There are now 4 on each of the sides, because as I discovered, not a lot of grass will grow. It won't be a 9 by 9 at least, it'll more be like a 5 by 5 or something, where the main drops are, or the main growth is. So that goes down there to the droppers, but then also a line comes up here on the back with a 4-tick delay, and that actually also activates all of the water. So immediately when I grow the things, they're gonna be harvested, right? You see, I click that, it grows, and then they're harvested, and when it's all done flowing into the middle, I can turn it off. I'm probably gonna make something for automatically shutting it off, so that this can be fully automated with a clock as the input. But I just haven't gotten around to that at the moment, and we're probably not gonna need that many more flowers for now. I mean, we're getting a decent amount, right? We have the Acer, we have the Oxeneye, Alum, red tulips, orange, yellow, white tulips, sorry, the dandelions and the poppies. Then we also need to make something for the large flowers, but that's fairly straightforward. We just do that some as maybe later in this episode or in between episodes. It's very, very easy to grow these large flowers. But yeah, that's the flower farm. Yeah, let's just do the quick bonus farm for the tall flowers, and let's do it over here by the wood farm, because this also requires some bone meal. And so I brought one of each of the 4 flowers, and we're gonna place it down, and then we need our redstone box here with some dispensers. I think we just have enough. Then we place the dispensers facing into the flowers, and then outward from a central point. Let's also do underneath one of them, we want a redstone torch and 1 redstone. It's a very cheap farm. 1 redstone, 1 redstone torch there, and there. And when we place this dispenser, that will turn into a burnout clock that we saw in an earlier episode. That. Place all of these. Not you, but you. And then we can just place something on top of this and a button. This button. So now, as you heard there, each of them will click like 7 times. Let's just put in half a stack because we are running low on bone meal. I need to do some skeleton farming. So now when we click this button, you see that each of these will grow an extra copy of itself. But then it ticks 7 times, so it'll create 7 copies, and we can just keep clicking this button if we want. And now there's 7 of each of them. So that's a very cheap, very easy farm, and from just that we got actually 18 of each of these. And they actually turn into 2 dye. That's something to keep in mind. If the tall flowers turn into 2 dyes and the little flowers turn into 1 dye, if that's the reason you're growing them, the big flowers are the better. But yeah, quick and easy flower farm for the tall flowers. We are now here in the leather works that we built, and that is because if you might have figured, we're gonna build a flower shop at some point. But there is a rule in this city that we cannot sell more than 5 item types per shop license. These ones. And therefore, we actually have to make an application for the city council, which I've just written up here. Honored City Council, thank you for considering my proposal. I wish to build a flower shop in Cityville. My shop will be selling all kinds of exotic flowers. The flowers can be used for crafting, decorating, coloring, or gifted as a sign of affection. Unfortunately, this means I will be in violation with the standard rule of not selling more than 5 item types per shop. Therefore, my request is for an extended shop license allowing me to sell more than 5 item types as long as they are in the same category. In this case, flowers. Thank you in advance, Maxi Paxi. And I'm just gonna sign it here. Request for extended flower shop. Perfect. Sign and close. And we can now go and put this in the city hall. There is a box for applications for city council where we'll put this. And then it will be taken upstairs and considered and voted on by the city council. And then we will hear back in another episode, I expect. It will come, the result will come here in our mailbox. We are also gonna get started on the shop for today. So let's just purchase our shop license. Today will be a cheap shop and a very small one. But that's just fine. It is going to be out here at the exact opposite of where we built the last time, because there's a nice little plot right across from this spruce shop. So I'm just gonna clear some of this out, and then I'm gonna build a small shop here, and then I'll catch up with you. Here we are. It's not the prettiest shop, it's not even the prettiest shop that I've built, but it's a small little thing and I think it'll do the trick. So you might have seen from the etho cuts there that this is a bookstore actually, and we have new arrivals, we have fiction over on this side, and we have faction over on this side. I don't know if it's called faction, I just think it's a funny word. And we're gonna sell customly written books, right? We're gonna be a publisher. So I'm gonna put a chest somewhere where people can submit their books to be published, and then I will read them and put them in here, and then they'll get part of the proceeds for that book sells. So to get the ball rolling here, I actually spent some time just writing a quick little book. It's called Creatures Volume 1, and it's about house animals. And then you can see a list of animals that's contained in here. with some facts about that animal, some special attributes, and so on. And that actually took me fairly long to make, but that'll be fine. I think we'll see if we can actually make one new book each episode from now on. I know that might be a bit ambitious, but you know, I like my segments. So let's put up our shop license and put in new arrivals under the faction. We have now these 2 books. Of course, these are the copies. We're not going to sell the original. You can only copy a book twice, so I can copy this one, but then I can't copy the result of that, right? So we're going to keep a tight grab around the originals. Not going to sell those. But yeah, so a new book is 4 diamonds, and then I'll move them to bestsellers maybe, or to classics where they're only 2 diamonds. So books will come in here, and then they'll keep rotating around, and we'll try to do 1 book each episode. Also some faction once in a while if I'm creative enough to write some funny fiction. Yeah, but anyway, that will be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you back later. Bye.